Once Upon an Elephant, written by Linda Stanek, illustrated by Shennen Bersani. Once upon an elephant, the sun beat down on the hot, cracked earth. Rivers ran dry. The animals of the savannah risked dying from thirst. But the elephants were there. They dug in the riverbanks with their tusks. They cracked the hard soil, shoveled through mud, and reached water, and the animals gathered round and drank. Once upon an elephant, the forest trees grew thick and strong. Some trees sprouted in the grasslands and threatened to turn the area into a forest. But the elephants were there. They wrapped strong trunks around the sprouts and saplings. They plucked them out and ate them. So gazelles sprinted through the open fields, lions stalked in the tall grass, and mongoose hunted and ate. Once upon an elephant, animals needed salt that was hidden in the ground. But the elephants were there. They sensed the salt and gouged away the dirt. They ate chunkfuls of the salty dirt to get the minerals. And antelope, zebra, and baboons licked the salt too, so they grew quick, healthy, and strong. Once upon an elephant, the seeds dropped from the trees in pods so thick they could not sprout. But the elephants were there. They ate the seeds. When the seeds passed through them, the pods thinned and then could sprout. The elephant's dung gave the sprouts food, and they grew into tall, wide trees. The forest trees gave shade to the animals on the ground and a place for birds to nest. Once upon an elephant, small animals far from the rivers were thirsty. But the elephants were there. Their deep footprints caught water when it rained, forming tiny pools, and mice drank, frogs croaked, and insects hummed and buzzed. Once upon an elephant, lightning crackled through the sky, striking the dry savannah. With a snap and a sizzle, a lick of flame rose in the grass. The fire grew and raced through the grassland. But the elephants were there. Over the years, they had trekked through the brush, forming wide paths where few plants grew. The fire that reached those paths could slow or even stop if there wasn't enough wind to push the flames to the other side. So the zebras, foxes, and leopards that raced across the elephant paths had a chance to get away. Once upon an elephant, people knew that someday soon all elephants might die. If that happened, if the elephants became extinct, people would have to say that elephants were only once upon a time. But for now, once upon an elephant, the moon shone from the star-speckled sky. Mothers wrapped trunks around sleepy calves, and the big, dark world felt good and right as the elephants fell asleep.